So you can't say I am not prepared for this video. I've got my cup of tea and my Jane Austen cup, and I've got all of the books here. Let's have a quick swig before we start this, because it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be a long one, but it's going to have a video like after it that's going to be that opposite. Just I'll be talking a lot, so let's have a cup of tea. Hold on. Yorkshire tea. Only tea that suffices. Or the Jane Austen blend from the Jane Austen Centre. Lovely. So, we're back again, and I'm trying to be more consistent with the YouTube videos. So, if you like them, please like, subscribe, all that jazz, because then it shows me what ones you like, because I'm going to be doing a whole spectrum of different kind of videos. But today is going to be the same kind of video I usually do, which is a book review. Now, the response for the other one, the lockdown book review, was really good. You guys loved it, so I decided to make another one, this time about Jane Austen books. Jane Austen books to read. So, you're in this situation, right? You've read all of her novels, you've read all of her juvenilia, you've read, you know, all the letters and stuff. What else do you read? Now, I'm that kind of Jane. I'm at that stage now where I'm reading collections of her letters. I'm reading the relationships, connections between her family and her sister, and Jane Austen spin-offs. They're great novels. Some of them are really good, some of them are really crap. So it's always good to just go through them. And these are my top few that I think you should definitely check out if you like Jane Austen, but you've read all of her novels and you need more Austen in your life. Without further ado, let's start this. So I've even made notes. Look at this in my Pride and Prejudice notebook. And I'm going to do a scoring system this time, because I didn't last time and I think I should have. So we're doing a scoring system out of 5. You know, what should we say? 5 Darcy hats. 5 Mr. Darcy hats. That's what we're going to do. So let's start strong. I'm going to start with my favourite Jane Austen biography. Now, I know what you're thinking. I did say that about Lucy Worsley's Jane Austen at Home, and that is a solid Jane Austen book. I love that biography, but it's focused more on her homes, and this is more of like a life, really. It's more about her overall. This is a great book because it's written by this woman who's like a massive Janeite, and I'm pretty sure she owns some Jane Austen memorabilia. The 200th year of Jane's death, I went to Winchester and there was a massive exhibit of all of this Jane stuff, and I think it said like a lot of it's in private collections, and I think the Paula Byrne stuff, it said like donated or loaned by Paula Byrne. I was like, oh, it's her! It's that lady! She does a lot to raise money for the House Museum and stuff like that, and bring awareness for Jane Austen. So that's why I like this one, because it's written by a Janeite, so you can see her passion come through it. I read it in paperback, but then I got it on hardback. It's just really nice. It's just like really good chapters about family profile, and like, it's, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a really good book. If you're like, oh, I want to read more about Jane, definitely this one. So the next one is, let's spice it up a little bit. Won't do another biography. I love Jane Austen. I like biographies anyway. I always read a Jane Austen biography and then a Bronte biography, and I like go Jane, Bronte's, Jane, Bronte's. I don't know why. I don't know what new facts I think I'm going to read, but I do like other people's takes on it, and I do like learning different bits of information that author seems relevant. You know, like, so some authors will be like, oh, I don't really want to write about that, and others will. I like the way different layouts. I don't know, I really should go on Mastermind for Jane Austen as my like specialist subject, because I just know so much about her life. It's crazy. But we're gonna change it, not another biography. So this is, you know, I was talking about spin-off novels. I think I'm gonna do a video about Jane Austen books to avoid, and a lot of them are Jane Austen spin-off books where people say they read Pride and Prejudice and then they write a novel after that, and it's okay, but I find that sometimes really like, why would you do that? Because it's Jane Austen's writing to yours. You've got to nail it. You've got to nail it. And this one, What Kitty Did Next, by Carrie Kablean. I want to say Kablean. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but she's a legend. She's so kind, this lady. She nails it. And believe me, I've read a lot of Jane Austen's spin-off novels. Thing is that you've got to nail, right, is you've got to maintain the characters. So you can't just write about Elizabeth Bennet and then all of a sudden in your book she's completely different. She's erratic and angry. It doesn't, you've got to keep within that character's traits, really. The thing that annoys me the most at spin-off novels is the language. You need to have the language correct for the Regency era. There's no point putting okay in there or whatever. It's not gonna work. And this is a perfect example of absolutely smashing it. I saw this in the Jane Austen Centre in Bath. Yeah, actually, because if you go there, they stamped a book. I got it stamped there, look. I love a good novel. I love a biography and I love a novel. And this one was sick. It was so good. It's basically obviously about what Kitty Bennet did like next, because she is kind of left a little bit in Prime Prejudice. She follows Lydia a little bit, and then when Lydia fucks off with Wickham, she's just left there, you know, and she kind of grows up and you presume she lives with Jane and sorts of life out. But this is a really good sub-story, tangent story that goes on after all of that goes down. And it obviously involves her sisters, it involves Elizabeth Bennet, it involves Darcy, and it's just characters are true to form, but the language, that's the number one thing I love about this book. You were immersed in it, you stayed immersed in it because she did her research. Now, I love this book, and I went to the Jane Austen festival last year, and Carrie, Kablean did a signing and a talk, and you might go, but I was there front row. I wanted to be there. I wanted to see what she thought about in this book, and I asked a few questions, of course I did, and it was amazing. She was so kind, and right, this is a whole tangent issue. I sometimes find it really, I feel kind of outstepped sometimes at Jane Austen Festival because I'm the only one that's not dressed up. But I do look quite out there. So it's a weird vibe because I look out there, but then they look really out there because they're wearing Regency attire and I'm not. Anyway, so I'm the only one that's not wearing Regency attire, so I feel a bit like a lemon. But she was so kind, she was so nice, and she got asked these questions, which were really cool. I met her afterwards and she signed my book for me. I'll show you that. And we were talking about the book, and I basically said what I'm saying to you here, that like, I absolutely love the fact that she really did her research. I think this was her first ever book, and I think she's writing another book about one of the characters in here and like doing another spin-off. One of the characters isn't involved in Prime Prejudice. She's just made her own character in this book, and then that's Carrie on, which I'm really excited about. But I gave this, what did I give this? Let me see my notes. 5 out of 5 Darcy hats. So definitely recommend it. Definitely check it out. Oh, it's just really good. It's really good. I can't commend it enough. Read what Kitty did next. It'll keep you entertained. I understand some people don't like biographies. They're a bit dry. They can be a bit boring, especially if you read it over and over again. I don't find that, but some people do. This one, you will not get bored. It's a great story, great spin-off. So yeah, what Kitty did next. So the next one is going to be a biography. Jane Austen Alive by Claire Tomalin. Another corker of a book. It is what it says on the tin. It's a biography about Jane Austen's life. And like the Paula Byrne one, I like the Paula Byrne one because it's from the aspect of a Jane Eye. Like, I love Paula Byrne because she's got those, she's keeping Jane Austen artefacts, you know, she's preserving them. I like that about her. I think, well, I'll read your books then, love. This one, it's short, sweet, nitty gritty. You want to know more about Jane Austen, read this one. Very similar to the Lucy Worsley one, but I think the Lucy Worsley Jane Austen at Home has her own voice through it. This one is very much like fact, but sometimes you need that. If you were doing a essay about Jane Austen, you think, God, I need to know about her life, this one. In my notes, I have said it's factual, but not boring. Oh, and this is the other good bit about it, why it's good for things if you're doing like schoolwork or whatever. It's the only one that I found that actually analyses Jane's characters and how they relate to her life. People that they might have been based on in her own life. And I like that. I like a bit of character analysis. So definitely read that one. Good, easy chapters. Got some lovely pictures of a family. This one really does delve into a family as well. And I say about all of them, but this one really does. And it's more, yeah, about the people. I just thought it was really good. Really good. It's, yeah, compact. Really easy to read. I say that about all of them, but this one really is. So this is the one I would check out if you want a biography. This one is very popular as well. I think Claire Tomalin does a lot of biographies. Someone alive, you know. She's got the biography writing down, but she's still passionate about Jane. Sometimes, like I say, you read them and it's like, oh my God, you've just made Jane so boring because you obviously don't have a passion for Jane. You're just writing it because you need a book out. And that isn't like that at all. So that's Jane Austen Alive. Fab. I gave that also 5 out of 5 Darcy hats. I'm giving you the good ones, guys. I'm giving you the good ones. And the last one, I try and make these videos shorter because I know I ramble. I know people love a cup of tea. Let's have a cup of tea. Let's have a bit. Let's have a bit of a drink and then together. You got a cup of tea? You got a cup of tea? Mine's milk, 1 sugar. Well, half a sugar because I'm trying to cut down. Has to be Yorkshire. I know I drink really weird, by the way. I drink like you're on the barrier of a gig, an arena gig, and you've been singing your heart out for 2 hours, and you know they give out the free water, and you just like and drink it. That's how I drink. Like I just hamster cheek it up, and yeah. So I apologise for that, but I hope you had a cup of tea, sweet cup of tea, because now we're on the last book. I'm trying to keep it short and sweet, so you guys aren't bored, but you have something to watch and some informative advice about like Jane Austen books that might be good for you. This is the last one. This is Jane Austen's Kent. I got given this by my sister at the beginning of the year because I was going down there for Valentine's Day. My sister lives in Margate, India, the one who draws all these amazing t-shirt designs and things for Skeinhead. And we were going to do a Jane pilgrimage. Why wouldn't you? Because Chawton's in Hampshire, and that's quite close to Kent. So we went there and we wanted to do other bits. So this is a book kind of hard to get and kind of expensive. That's the other thing I didn't do about prices. I'll quickly do that now. Price-wise, right, out of these three, this one, £25. £25. That's a lot of moolah. I'm sure you can get all these cheaper, but I'm just going by retail price. I always prefer paperback, so maybe the paperback's cheaper, but that is quite a lot of money. But, you know, it's a hefty read. You know, laminated pages, laminated picture pages, if you're into that breaks up the chapters, you know. Not bad, but that is £25. £25. Cheap and cheerful, £8.99. £8.99! Bargain. Bargain. Go for this one. And this one, £9.99. So, you know, it depends if you like paperback, how much intensive Jane knowledge you need. Intensive Jane knowledge, the Paula Byrne one, right? Anyway, this one weren't cheap. This was, you couldn't get this in Waterstones. This was hardcore to buy. £16.99. But I feel like postage was a bit more because it was from an independent publisher. But, you know, if you're in Kent or you're going to Kent and you're going and you want to find out Jane bits, this is really good. You know, I said about that going, like the others go through Jane's family. They go through her immediate family. This place was owned by Jane's cousins, uncles, and it's very like, okay, yeah, extended family tree vibes. But it's not bad. It's not bad. It's good if you've got like a National Trust pass or you want to see some stately homes in Kent and you're like, I wonder how this is related to Jane. This book will tell you that. It's super easy to read because it's like big old pictures, the place and the writing and who owns it. So you're like, wait, so that's Jane's uncle's aunt, blah, blah, picture. It's family tree. It's all in there. It's easily described, which is great. It's got modern places as well. So say in Ramsgate, this is what I thought was well interesting. So in Ramsgate, there used to be assembly rooms and hotel that Jane kind of like stayed at and danced at. That's now a Pizza Express. There's a photo of the Pizza Express in there. You think, great, I can go to the Pizza Express and eat in there like Jane used to eat in the assembly rooms. Sorted. I like that. They haven't just ignored it because it's not there anymore and they've knocked it down. They've kind of like said what's there now and stuff, which I really like. It's got references to her letters. So say her brother Frank married a girl from Ramsgate. It's got the house there. It's got the letter that talks about her, you know, from Frank to Jane, that kind of thing. I like it. I read it on the train to Kent. From Penzance to Kent, this book was finished. So super quick to read, not very like long. It's great. The reason I gave it only 3 out of 5 Darcy hats was, look at the size of it. Look how battered it is. This was going on my hollybobs, yeah? This was going on my holidays. I need a book about half that size. If you're going to do a book about a certain place, it's going to be taken to that certain place. It's going to be travelled with, isn't it? And this is like an nearly A4 heavy book with like, you know, like I don't need this. This is going to come off. This is going to rip, you know. I didn't need that. I needed something that was a bit more robust. That was what I needed. I need a thin book. I can chuck in my bag, read up about it. So if I'm in the place, it's there. I can see why they've done it. See why they've done it big, because I want to really show the, you know, the areas and stuff. But that's the reason why I marked it down. Was I think it just needed to be a bit more compact. But the book itself, really good references in it. The guy knows what he's talking about. He's been to Kent, which is always helpful. And yeah, it was just a nice addition to my holidays in Kent to see Jane Austen bits. Obviously, like Govesham Park's in here, and I knew more about the places that I visited because of this book, which is what you buy it for, really. So they're my 4. Yeah, I feel like I didn't give this one a fair play, but it is great. This book is great. I do want to say that. Like, I would love to meet Paula Byrne. If I met Paula Byrne, there'd be a secret little tear in my eye, because it'd be like, cool woman, you know? She's like, she ain't messing. Look at that's her there. Hi Paula, how are you, love? Thanks for all that you do for Jane. She's great. What does she say? She's she's got book prizes. Oh, she made a BBC Two documentary about discovering the portrait of Jane Austen. Oh, but yeah. So that's the one that is a bit pricey, but I'm sure you can find it for cheaper now, and it is extensive. Good book, great travel book, but it needs to be a bit smaller for travelling, but great if you're focusing on that specific niche of going to Kent and you want to know more about Jane in that area. The Claire Tomalin A Life, really entertaining for a biography. I definitely want to find out more about her other biographies that she's done, but I don't know if I love it as much because it's not Jane. But yeah, but the best, the winner, the prize, the Mr. Darcy of Darcy books is What Kitty Did Next. Out of any of these books, if you only buy one, bosh, What Kitty Did Next, yeah? Because it's a banger, it's a great novel on its own, but the fact it's related to Jane, and she's kept the characters, like how I would want Mr. Darcy to live 10 years after, you know, he meets Elizabeth, whatever. That's what we got. So I enjoy it. I hope this has been fun, informative. I tried to keep these lively. I tried to keep them short so you guys enjoy it, and I hope you pick up one of these books, all of these books, to just have a fun time reading, really. That's all we can do. So all we can do is try and relate to Jane, because I've read Pride and Prejudice about 1,000 times and I needed something else to, like, you know, get my teeth into. So yeah, hope you have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one, punks. Bye.